Hey, on my Travel Ones podcast today, I'm lucky to have our prophet. How are you today, Ryan?
All right. I'm doing well.
Appreciate the time, man. Our
Yeah.
prophet.
Well, thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Our prophet is a rapper, an actor, and now the author of the number one selling book, Grams to Grammy. How's it sound being an author now?
Well, it's different. It's interesting because I'm just now getting used to it. Like, especially, to actually have the number one, new best-selling book on Amazon. It's like, wow, okay, cool.
Just like you planned it, right?
Yeah, right.
Starting off college times down Bowling Green with your friends, starting up Nappy Roots. Did you guys ever think when you were in college that someday you're going to be a 2-time Grammy nominated group?
Oh, well, I'm not sure exactly what they was thinking, but I knew as a kid in some way that I would be known worldwide. I didn't necessarily know that it would be from music per se. I think I may have thought it was going to be from acting. But while we were doing our thing in college, I think we all thought we had what it took, but I don't know exactly, we kind of had our expectation. We set them low to be surprised that they actually were answered and they were high. So I don't know exactly how the other members felt, how far we would go, but for it to be like realistic and actually, be next to, okay, yeah, we were the number one selling group in the whole world in 2002. I don't know. I can't say that I necessarily knew that was going to happen at all.
I mean, that's crazy to think.
Yeah. So I think it was, we knew the type of work that we were doing. And we later found out that a lot of people wasn't doing, working as hard as us. And we really didn't understand why people were congratulating us on our work ethic, the labels and radio stations and things of that nature. So, I would question like, well, what are these other people doing? I would think they'd be doing the same thing. And, come to find out it wasn't true. So I think it's just a testament to, we had some dreams and stuff. And, we worked hard at them and kind of just believed in ourselves that we were making good music. All the other stuff just kind of happened.
Yeah, exactly. It's so interesting because I get that on my job. I have a couple of people in my industry that will say, "Why are you working on a Friday afternoon?" Or we don't see people do it. I'm like, well, I got to get work done. Like,
right. Like,
I thought it was
norm, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm working. That's what I do. And they're like, yeah, but you're the only guy here working on a Friday afternoon. I'm like, well, either I need to do it faster or I just got to get it, I don't know. Got to get it done. Yeah.
So it does show that, hard work and, being dedicated to what you're doing, it definitely can pay off in some good ways.
What's the biggest difference? I know you went on tour with Nappy, and now you're doing your own thing. What's been the biggest difference touring, without having a six-man group versus just you as a single guy?
Well, it's a pro and a con.
Yeah.
The con is, there's nobody to lean on if you need to lean on. Everything is kind of on my shoulders and on my team's shoulder. Rather than having 5 other brothers that's right there with you on stage. If not like I have that problem particularly, but being a solo, you're pulling the whole cow if you if you will, and if you may be sick, but when you got a group, you might be able to hide, not have to take on so much of a load. But the pro is, I can really call the shots and do exactly, kind of follow my intuition and go with the things that I feel, rather than being in a 6-man group as we were in Nappy Roots, where we tried to do things mostly democratically, where we, kind of tried to weigh everybody's opinion and then just kind of go with the majority rule.
Yeah.
Of course, when you're solo, I make all the decisions. I am the majority. So that's a pretty cool thing. Also, when you're in a 6-member group, a lot of rappers do have entourages, you know, and so it's their closest friends and all this and all that. But in a group, you know, you might have one other friend, but we're already such a big group. So, you know, we don't have like other people, friends that we may be bringing from different neighborhoods or whatnot. We are the crew.
Right.
And that was fun. But in this, you know, we all individuals. I'm able to actually bring in some people that I grew up with and, you know, give them jobs and, you know, get them to see a different part of life. And hopefully that they're able to take on some qualities. Maybe this person, you know, they're learning merchandising because they're selling my T-shirts. You know, this other person is just, you know, never been outside of the hood and they're seeing different things. And now they aspire to maybe become a marketing guru or a manager. So those are some of the pros and cons. But all in all, it's definitely a better fit for me.
It's just the way it's working out.
Right.
How is the rap music industry right now? I mean, going through 7 months of lockdown, but
it's quite shitty. If I mean, you know, it's even affecting like the book. You know, I'm more in the book thing. I've been blessed to actually put out the book right before right after the virus hit. You know, but pretty much it shut down most of the touring. You know, across the U.S., you're not hearing about any major tours from any major artists, in which you know, at any other point in time around the summer or you know the spring when this hit, or you know now we got the fall, you would be hearing about some type of at least a couple of major tours, which are your favorite A+ acts, and you know just in general, you know maybe you know your B-list or C-list, but with coronavirus. Promoters are, you know, they're out of work because they can only, you know, they got to do the 6 feet social distance. You know, the bars, he might play normal bars that you know may hold only 200 to 400 people, and maybe we would get paid just a couple $1,000 or something. It's very hard to do. So, you know, it's almost been at a standstill. Things are picking up. I'm happen to be here in Atlanta at the moment. But, you know, it's kind of like chancing it. You know, hopefully your immune system's pretty strong, but you're really chancing it. But a lot of artists, we pretty much live off touring.
Yeah.
And most of us have been shut down. So if you don't have a strong online presence or some other gigs going on, you know, you've been hit, you know, pretty bad.
Well, I've had a lot of people ask me, because I've interviewed so many different athletes and entertainers and all that. The number one people that have been hurt by the lockdown is musicians.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just bar none.
Yeah. I mean, they tell you there's no touring, man. It's just like they just shut everything down. It's like, well, what are we supposed to be doing? And you know, it's cool to have your streams, but if you're not one of those top artists that's having a heck of, you know, a year just because of the people streaming your music, you know, you got to have millions and millions and millions of streams to even, you know, see a difference in that check. But, you know, obviously most artists don't have that type of machine or, you know, that type of following where you just can just live off your streams. You got to get out there with the people, and you know, this year has been one for the ages.
And now we just gotta hope 2021 gets better.
Man, I hope. The only thing with that, you know, you got different things going on, like with, you know, everybody's unemployed. So you know, how important is it to go and see this show now? You know, to actually pay your money when you can just get things for free. And you know, we have artists that's performing on, you know, on the YouTube channels now and stuff like that. It's just like people scared to go outside, and you can't even see anybody's face because everybody's wearing a mask. So it's just, hopefully in 2021 things pick up, but I foresee, you know, a lot of people, you know, they've been living off their savings and you know, you living off their credit. So you're going to have a lot of people that's probably going to lose their houses because they've already lost their jobs and they're trying to pick up. But, you know, I don't know. It's just, I think 2022, hopefully, I'm looking more for that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, now you're killing me, man. I was getting.
Yeah, no, I'm just being realistic cool. In my mind. Logically, this is not about to just change just because, like, we got this election. What is that, tomorrow?
Yep.
Like, nobody knows what's people gonna be going crazy tomorrow. You like, it's not about to be over in 2021.
I don't even think when the vaccine gets out, I don't think it's going to change. Because, like you said, my biggest concern, especially with my musician friends, is people are changing their habits now. But like shopping. A lot of shoppers, even if they were allowed to go back out and shop, a lot of people are used to shopping online now. And for the last 7 months, they've been shopping online. And maybe that's how they've been watching music. So now they're getting out of the habit of going to festivals or going out to concerts as much. And they'll just keep listening to it online or, like you said, the YouTube channels and all that.
Yeah, it's far and few between. That's why, me, myself, and I think a lot of artists, if they haven't, they need to start some of these online businesses. That's what I've, during my down period time of kind of isolating myself.
Yeah.
I started a couple online businesses. Like, I started a vape business where we sell THC, basically a Delta 8. And in fact, the website's up. It's called IncredibleSmokeLLC.com. But that's just another stream of income that I set up because you have to have a couple different streams of income, So I got the vape business going on. I got a clothing line that I'm about to relaunch. But a lot of these things, just like you're saying, online is where everything is going. You have all the malls closing down. So, artists out there, you got to figure out some different streams of income, but get you a business that's online where you can have some steady income and don't necessarily have to just go out and be everywhere. You can still be making some money while you're figuring everything out.
That's so cool you said that, because I was going to ask you if you've been mentoring any other artists, young guys that are coming up, and they see the old way of how we used to do it, and they think but it's not that way anymore.
Right. Well, it's kind of vice versa too, because I'm still learning from some of these guys because of the digital age.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I got some people that's around me, kind of turning me on to this whole different thing.
I hear you.
And I still got, like 2 or 3 days ago, I had a young guy call to ask me to manage him, and I let him know, right now, that takes a real commitment because a lot of things have changed. And I'm in the midst of a transition myself with my online businesses and things of that nature. And so, I don't mind giving, doing some consultation, just where I let I give you time, man, just call me, and I can kind of help you in that way. But it's just like, I got to make sure that I'm, I got everything straight. Like with the corona, I haven't been able to do like book signings across the U.S. as we had planned. We initially thought we were going to start in Oakland. I know we was talking about Aileen Street where I was born, but I thought I would be doing my first book signing in Oakland. But of course, the coronavirus hit, so it's affecting a lot of different things.
And that's one thing I don't think a lot of people understand is I spoke to a guy who's Justin Bieber's tour manager, and he had to lay off 83 people for the year. When after they canceled Bieber's tour, it's like,
whoa, that's devastating.
Yeah, so those 80 people aren't shopping and aren't eating. They're not doing all the things they thought they were going to be doing because they don't have the money.
Right. And a lot of music people, they don't really have a resume for a 9-to-5 type type job,
Exactly.
So man, it's like it's some people is really like, I feel fortunate that I'm in a pretty cool, situation where, keep my head above water and keep things paid. But I recognize there's so many people that's lost their businesses. Matter of fact, I heard that I think I don't know, maybe 40% of African Americans who owned a business actually went under within the last 9 months.
Wow.
That's devastating.
That's scary numbers.
Yeah.
That's scary. So you had started the book Grams to Grammys before the lockdown.
Yes.
what was kind of your thinking behind the book? Like, just time to do an auto?
Well, I say, I'd like to tell you I was being a prophet and I foresee the music industry shutting down. So I said, well, I need some income coming because there won't be any shows for 9 months. But no, man, I was putting together a strategy with my team to kind of do a reintroduction of myself as far as musically. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, of course, know me from Nappy Roots, but I wanted to kind of do a reintroduction because there's just another generation that has absolutely no idea who I am. And we kind of wanted to play on that. So what we came to is that, I've got a pretty interesting story.
Yeah.
It's called Grams to Grammys because, I was born in Oakland, and of course we all know how crack cocaine in particularly hit, particularly California, Los Angeles, Oakland, and, the African American neighborhoods. And, I was born in, there was substance use in my house, as a kid. And then later on, when we moved to Kentucky, I joined the streets and started being a part of that hustle, if you would, myself, and making it to the Grammys. But being in the group of 6 members, a lot of people wasn't able to identify everybody's story or know the different actually history between all 6. So they felt like, well, we want to individualize you a little bit more and let people actually know who our prophet is as an individual.
I gotcha.
So within that, a long time ago, I started a charity for the kids, not just a charity, but a non-for-profit, where I seen all these kids all wanting to be rappers. And I was just, something about that just didn't ring quite right with me. So me and my brother, we started developing hip hop multiplication tools, basically to kind of use hip hop to help educate kids. And in that, we started a reading program. With this reading program, it was called the Failure Free Reading Program. It was funded, partially by the government and the rest by me. It's called a Failure Free Reading Program / Profit Society. So I envisioned, getting kids from not worried about becoming a rapper, but birthing a generation of authors. That was just a personal thing of me.
That's cool.
Within that, I knew that, well, they look at me as a rapper. How could I actually, be the cornerstone of birthing this without writing a book? Of course, I didn't take the time to write a book then.
Yeah.
But, when I was approached with being published last year, I said, well, this is absolutely the right time. And I took 6 months out of my schedule, actually stopped doing shows before Corona, just to concentrate on it. And then lo and behold, I came out with it. And the minute I came out with it, I was number 1 on the charts.
That's so cool though, because that doesn't happen.
No. Number three was 50 Cent, and then but he hadn't released his book yet. And then he came out maybe a month or 2 later, and then he became number 1, I think. But I think he knocked me out. But yeah, my management team then, which I don't have management now, doing everything, kind of in house. Mm-hmm. Just called me and said, "Hey, Prophet, I know you're used to the music industry, but I really want you to take in this moment because there are millions of authors in the world, and there's not many that can say they've been number 1 on Amazon. And considering we're going through a pandemic, everybody is at home right now, so more people are more apt to purchase these books right now more than ever because they have the time to. So you really should, take in this moment. This is really a great achievement,
It is,
So, should appreciate it. So I just kind of, took it like, okay, well, yeah, I guess that is pretty nice, Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like you guys were all in college making up Nappy Roots, and all of a sudden you're 2-time Grammy. Now 20 years later, almost 20, I guess. 15. You're like, I want to get back to the Grammys.
Yeah, I want to win. So but it may be in another form. got some music coming on, but they said this is going to be the proper way to kind of reemerge. And, now, we have some people approaching us actually about making my book a film.
Oh, shoot. There you go.
So, I retained, I own 100% of the rights. So that may be good. So it's just like, this book is actually opening up some of the things that I wanted to pursue, acting, before this whole music thing, I was actually a actor in high school. Outside of me, living a street life, I was, I actually majored in theater. So, so it's pretty cool. So it's opening some doors where people come in with some independent projects and kind of put me back on the board.
See, I think that's the mentality most of us need to get through what we're going through. You could sit back and say, I'm a rapper, I'm going to wait till it gets better, and then I'm going to start performing again. Or I can do a book, maybe do some acting, do this, do that. The side hustle becomes the regular hustle.
Yeah. Like I guess what my mom always says, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Yeah. So it's just kind of being able to actually wrap your head. You can be stuck in your ways so much that you can lose sight and understand there's actually other things that you may need to do to actually get you to the point where you think you should be or you want to go. But it may be another, some other ways that you can attack it,
Yeah, and you might have to go through some things you don't want to. I mean, one of the things we talked about prior to getting on the show was the police brutality case that you went through.
Yeah. That's a really a good part of my book. Why I think my book is doing pretty well because of the things that happen to be going on in the present. With George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor is, actually, I'm raised in Louisville, Kentucky. So all this stuff is going on in Louisville. We got George Floyd and so many others. I talk about in the book where I was tased 15 times by the Kentucky State Police. Blessed, obviously, I survived, thank God.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people didn't know. It was covered by TMZ. But in my own state, I'm pretty revered in the state, being, coming from Nappy Roots as the lead member. We got our own state holiday.
Yeah.
On September 16th is Nappy Roots Day. But after this police incident happened to me, I was trying to get the word out. And, I would hold conferences, at the courthouse, and all the news channels would show up. But what I found is when I would go home, they wouldn't actually show or air the coverage of me speaking on my case at the courthouse.
Oh, wow.
And come to find out, I guess that's what you call I was either, I was blacked out of the media, the local media.
Yeah, you were
so basically that was because this was around the time Trayvon Martin had already been killed. I think Michael Brown had already got killed. And so they're like, okay, well, if we let our prophet, he's a known celebrity, one of the biggest people out of the state of Kentucky ever. If we let the local people here know that this has happened to a prophet, we may have the same situation with rioting and things of that nature. So they did a great job by not, covering me with the coverage and stuff like that. And so many people didn't know. Anyway, I used this book as a vehicle to say exactly what happened to me. And I think a lot of people around the world are actually, they interested, and they're seeing so many different things on the news, and to actually see that an artist has went through this, I think is pretty intriguing for people. And, not only that, I'm a survivor. A lot of these people, they never able to tell their story. They just, you just got to go for whatever the police report says. Hopefully there's a video, but in my case, I live to tell my story.
And now you got a book about the story as well. So
yeah, Ryan Profit from Grams to Grammys on Amazon.
Yeah, if you get a movie deal, even bigger.
It's over with. Yeah, when if that happens for me, man, that would be that would be amazing because that would take me into a whole nother realm. But then again, it would be something that, I'm kind of trained for because I was doing small independent movies and small commercials and small plays as a high school guy. But this was kind of opened that back up to me again to where, it just, maybe if I don't win a Grammy, maybe I win an Oscar.
Yeah, you get both. You get the Grammy for a Song of the Year, get the Oscar for the Movie of the Year.
Yeah. Something's coming. So God's not done with me. So I'm just real fortunate and blessed that that I'm still able to do these things and they being accepted. So I'm gonna just try to continue to push the package.
Well, one thing I want to also talk about, like you're a board member on the Muhammad Ali Center, which if anybody gets a chance to go to Louisville and go to the Muhammad Ali Museum, it's awesome. It's right on the river.
Yeah.
The time I went there, I stopped there and at the Louisville Bat Company when it was downtown before.
Yeah, Louisville Slugger.
Yeah, but the Muhammad Ali Museum it's awesome to walk through that place.
Yeah, it really is. It's definitely one of the places if you ever go to Louisville, Kentucky, like a lot of people you'll come to during Derby season. Derby, everybody knows Kentucky Derby, but if you come, definitely go to the Muhammad Ali Center. It's a really awesome sight to see.
Yeah. Yep. And then when you were touring at the USO Tour, what's it like being a band member on the USO Tour? I mean, like literally, are you staying on the base? Is it obviously not the accommodations? There's no Waldorf Astoria to stay at there.
Well, actually, it's not the Waldorf Astoria, but it was, some beautiful places. I tell you from the start, man, it's incredible because what you had is maybe, I'm not sure how many, but maybe 30 or 40 of the biggest stars in the U.S.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're on the plane. It's us, Nappy Roots, Kid Rock, Wayne Newton, Alyssa Milano, a couple of the Miami Dolphins, the Dallas Cowgirls, all kind of other actors and actresses. We're all on the plane sipping champagne, and actually we were shooting dice. So it was picture me, Kid Rock, shooting dice. I taught Alyssa Milano how to shoot crap,
awesome.
So that's just flying on the way there, and the stewardess kept our glasses filled, I'll tell you that. But getting there, going over to Qatar is where we mainly stayed, Qatar. And, we rode the bus and they would have, people, of course, with guns, as we traveled. Went to, really nice hotels, what I'm saying? We were stayed there. And I don't know if it was the Persian Gulf that we were next to, some huge ocean, but it was just, incredible. Over in Iraq. And so we would go from base to base. They would have our schedule out. Of course, it was pretty, it was 130-degree weather.
Yeah.
We actually went directly into the war zone. A few of us, all the members of Nappy Roots, didn't go. They were scared. Fuck it. They were scared to fly into Baghdad because it was really going in. So we actually flew into Saddam Hussein Airport for one day, for just a couple hours, and flew to the hangar. And it was over 10,000 soldiers. And it's actually when the Source was up and running, the Source magazine, it's actually quoted. Me and Kid Rock were going back and forth. So the headlines read, "Our Prophet and Kid Rock has a battle in freestyle in Baghdad, 130-degree weather with the U.S. soldiers." So that was pretty cool to see because I'm like, man, here I am, just a young cat, and now known as a rapper with all these American soldiers, and I'm here with Kid Rock, and he has the American flag draped over him. He's wearing it. And we got John Stamos, he's playing the drums. And me and Kid Rock are going back and forth. And so, the experience was incredible. On the way back, Robert De Niro, I guess he caught a ride back with us. So Robert De Niro was on the flight back, but we all was just chilling, and it was like everything was incredible.
I mean, how cool is that though? I mean, like you said, a couple guys from going to Western Kentucky University now on a plane going over to play for the troops with all these other people. It's pretty cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you know what? One of the things that always blows my mind, I always forget. But who I was sitting next to on the way back, hey, before I say I was sitting next to the makeup lady, God, she passed away. Oh my gosh. I sat next to one of the, oh man, I had to, if I was, no. Oh man, I can't, I'm so bad. I always forget, but one of the, I don't know, she, one of the ladies that has a makeup line just passed away, but one of the, I don't know, one of the most, I don't know, hugest makeup companies ever. It's not Mary Kay or anything like that, but I sat next to this actual woman. I wish I recalled, but we can move on from that. But I just thought it was amazing that I just decided to, Estee Lauder. I was sitting next to damn Estee Lauder. I was sitting next to Estee Lauder on the way back. Something just hit me, and I said, well, she's got to be somewhere because she's on this plane. She's got to be somebody.
Yeah.
And she's an older lady. She's not saying anything. I'm just like, what she is? Hey, how you doing? What's your name? She says, Estee Lauder. And I'm like, what?
Excuse me?
I said, what's your name? Estee Lauder. I'm like, you saying you're Estee Lauder?
Like,
she's like, yeah. I said, oh my gosh. And we sat and chat, man. That was probably the most mind-blowing thing about it. I was sitting next to Estee Lauder and we were talking. Like, that was huge. And I've met Barack Obama and all that. You go on my Instagram, Our Prophet Official, you see, we met Barack Obama, and that was awesome. That's right next to meeting Estee Lauder. Those two is probably the two hugest people I've ever met.
See, and do you think that helps you when a young guy or girl meets you and thinks, oh my God, I just met our prophet?
Does it help me?
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm sure there are kids that look up to you and go, oh my God, that's our prophet from Nappy Roots and 2-time Grammys and book and #1. And when they meet you, they're like how you are right now talking about meeting Barack and Estee Lauder.
Yeah. That's incredible. That's cool. I guess I have to liken that experience to what I go through, just like you said.
Yeah.
But that's different. Like, I'm like, yeah, that is amazing that people see me like that, and that I've touched some people's lives and people are inspired by some of the things. That is amazing. So that's what kind of keeps me driven, not only, just for my selfish reasons, but, hope that I can do better so I can be in more of a position to, kind of help them even more.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. To me, that's the bigger picture. I think as we get older, when I was younger, I just wanted to make more money. But now I'm in my 50s, my kids are in their 20s, I've kind of seen the world go around a few more times.
Right.
I want to leave something behind.
Yeah, man. And that's what it's about. Leaving, some people out there and be like, oh man, that was a good guy. Oh, you know what? I remember, he did this, or, just affecting, I like to affect as many people as I can in a positive way. Absolutely. And, that I think that's awesome. So it just keeps me doing the things that I know how to do. And, kind of gives me the extra gas that I need sometimes when sometimes it feels like I'm driving on fumes.
Yeah, and like you said, I'm in the same boat. My daughters have actually helped me out with my podcast because I didn't know anything about recording or editing or audio or doing all that. And my kids are like, "Oh, you could do it here." I'm like, "Oh, that's
right."
Okay.
Right, yeah, and I see you doing a dope job too, man. I want to tell you that, man. Check it out, it's pretty dope.
No, I appreciate it. And hopefully getting better,
Yeah,
just like you.
No doubt. No doubt.
You're a #1 selling author, and I'm just getting started. So,
shit, hey, hopefully, God willing, we got a lot more to do.
Well, when you come out, if you ever come out to LA to do some book signings, or if you end up back up in Oakland, I was just up in Northern California last week.
Oh, okay. Okay, we had to take care of some business.
Yeah. I was up in on the peninsula and then San Jose, and then
okay.
My It's kind of weird. You know, I was with my ex-wife for 18 years, and I'm still close to my brother-in-laws and sister-in-laws, even though we're not.
Gotcha.
And they live up in the Oakland Hills. They lived in Alameda for a while. Now they live in Oakland. So,
okay.
So
I know that a lot of stuff is getting really expensive out there.
It's crazy. You know that.
Yeah, really crazy. I don't understand it.
I don't either. It's like, and they're saying home prices are going up even through the lockdown. Like people are losing their jobs, but the house pricing is going up.
Totally insane. I hear a lot of people's actually leaving California, going to
Texas, Tennessee, Nevada, and Arizona. Yeah. Well, you're in Atlanta. What are you doing in Atlanta?
Well, I guess similar reasons. The price is good, and also, you know, the market for my skill set. You know, my skill set is more music, films, and entertainment. And you know, if you're not in LA and you're not in New York, you know, if you're African American, you probably need to be in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
So it's pretty cool.
A lot of people don't realize how many things are done in Georgia, as far as movies, TVs, and even recordings.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge, man.
Yeah.
It's always something going on. You know, of course, Tyler Perry, you know, he's opened up a huge lot where he does a lot of films, but it's just stuff going on all the time. If you're in the entertainment, if you're in the arts, fashion, you know, this is where, you know, somewhere where I always probably will have a place. But you know, hopefully things will keep going well. I can get me another place in Florida, because I got to get next to this water. I like being next to the water. If you know, but you know, if we get a couple blockbusters under me, then maybe I can get out to LA. Wow. That's what I intended on doing, but I'm about 10 years behind schedule here.
I'll tell you, you know, even the people that are making it here aren't setting up shop here.
Yeah,
because it's just so expensive to even retire. I mean, you know, like Joe Rogan just signed you know, his podcast just went for $100 million to Spotify, and he moved to Austin, Texas.
Right.
So even though he had $100 million in the bag, it still wasn't enough to keep him here.
Right. Wow. Yeah, man. Hey, man, that's a serious thing. That is serious, man. So yeah, it's real. It's definitely real. You know, you got to know the value of a dollar, man. You know what you're doing with it, because it can go fast.
Well, you know, you're what, 42, 43 in that area?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What am I, 42? I think I'm 42.
So, yeah. I know it's your birthday month coming up, so.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah. Coming up, man. Coming up.
I lived up in Alameda and Hayward when MC Hammer was building his house up on the hill there in Hayward.
Okay.
And he did the he did the video shoot up there, and it was like he spent so much money on a house that he would never, you know, get it back from. You know, so that's always my fear of people that hit it big. And then,
well, something that I think I learned, I'm not for sure, but something that's really not talked about MC Hammer is actually when he got that money. Outside of all that money that he lost, he made some great investments, and people don't know the backstory. Actually, he was one of the first to invest in Google, so he's still rich, and people don't even know it.
Yeah, well, I know he lost it all. Well, he didn't lose it all, obviously, but
right.
But he lost a bunch, and he helped a lot of his friends out from back, and that's why he wanted to stay in Hayward.
Yeah. That was a terrible story, but I was happy when I learned that he did make some pretty good investments to where, you know, he may sound like the joke of a person, you know, trying to help a lot of people or whatnot, but in actuality, he made some quality business decisions that you could only dream to have gotten in on. I guess like people would have, you know, I think Tesla's up now as far as, you know, I think Bitcoin, all these other different things is up. So if you didn't get in at the beginning, you might have missed the wave.
Yeah, and that's that. I always look at it and go, if he made that kind of money before, he can do it again. And now, you know, and he had fun while he did it, and he helped out a lot of people. It's not like that money just floated away. You know.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of times, shit, you give it to the people that don't know what they're doing. If he didn't almost really know what he was doing necessarily, you know, you probably can't expect them to really know what they was doing either. So.
Well, you know, it's funny. I'll just share this with you. My daughters are 25 and 26, and most of the NFL players nowadays, like Baker Mayfield and all these guys, they're younger than my kids. And I'm like, you know, if you give somebody 21, 22 years old a couple $1 million and celebrity and freedom, yeah, they're probably going to make some mistakes.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, a lot of them, especially if you don't got the right people around you.
Well, yeah, everyone wants a dollar and wants to help you spend that money. So.
Oh, yeah, I know all about it.
Like I said, man, I appreciate the time. I don't want to take up too much more. What's the best way for my listeners to follow you and see what you have going on?
Well, thank you. Well, my name is R Prophet. That's RPROPHET. RPROPHET. But you can find me on Instagram. So it's R Prophet Official on Instagram, R Prophet Official on Facebook, R Prophet Official on Twitter, or you can just Google R.space Prophet. Yeah. But, you know, just Google me. Like I said, we have my book. It's called Ryan Prophet From Grams to Grammys on Amazon. It's doing pretty well. I talk about, you know, a lot of different issues from depression to police brutality to, you know, making it to the Grammys, experiences with Kanye West and experiences with, you know, Kevin Hart, you know, before he was big. You know, he made me a plate and, you know, we joked around for a while, you know, hanging out with Bill Bellamy. You know, I tell you just so many different stories from the highs and the lows of making it from Grams to Grammy. So just check out R Prophet, Google me, R Prophet Official, and keep up with me. And I appreciate you having me on your platform.
No, man, I appreciate it. And I'll make sure to put the links and even the book link on my website. So if they go on my website, they'll be able to just check you out real quick.
Oh, that'd be awesome. And for all you smokers out there, y'all check out the best Delta 8 THC on the planet. You check out IncredibleSmokeLLC.com. IncredibleSmokeLLC.com. And that's for all you smokers out there. There's some good stuff right there.
Well, living in California, you're hitting the right space.
Yeah, but y'all able to get it, you know, so y'all get the real stuff. This is for all my vapors out there, you know.
I don't know, man. I mean, the price is going up. The tax rate on THC on product out here is crazy high.
Oh, yeah. All the more reason they should visit IncredibleSmokeLLC.com.
I'll put that on the site as well, then.
Please do, man. We up and running, man. We just got that up today, man.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's...
Yeah. So you're the first to know. Like, I actually probably won't even start marketing for another, you know, couple weeks. So, yeah.
Well, this episode will air in about 2 or 3 weeks. So I'll try and... I'll definitely put a link into it and push that as well. That's awesome.
Oh, man, that would be lovely.
No, I appreciate the time. And like I said, I'll definitely stay in touch. That way, if you come out, I'll give you a book signed by you.
All right. Well, take it easy, man. Enjoy yourself.
All right, bud. Have a good night.